Hey guys, want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. One of the great things that came out from Dragon Ball Super that I believe all of us can agree is the expansion of the already great Dragon Ball character roster that gave us many more colorful and interesting characters to the Dragon Ball universe. Goku Black, Zamasu, Jiren, and the Justice Squad, the furries, and not forgetting the Maidens from the Universe of Love. So today we'll be doing a fully team Universe 2 Maidens deck profile. We're gonna destroy our opponents with love. And if you like what you see here, you can of course show me some love by giving this video a like and this channel a subscribe if you have not already done so. Without further ado, let's see each other after the short intro, alright? Guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. We're gonna do our Universe 2, Universe of Love, Maidens deck profile. And of course, what do we need for a Maidens deck profile? We need the Maidens leader. Is there any other objectively better green leader? Yes, but why are we playing Maidens? Because we're doing it theme, we are gonna have fun here. Because that's how I like it also, alright? So, there's only one Universe 2 leader and she is gonna be Brienne de Chateau. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that name because it is French. I don't speak French, I'm not French, so pardon my French. Wink, wink. That's a pun over there just in case you missed it. When this card attacks a leader card, you look up to top 2, pick a Maiden Squadron card, put it into your hands, rest of the cards under the deck. In the past, this used not to be a very good ability because in the old, especially when it's Tournament of Power or with a little support from one of the draft boxes, your card is still kind of quite a lot of Universe 2, like 2/3 Universe 2, 1/3 Maidens, right? Because not all Universe 2 have Maidens tag in it. But right now, things have changed. The full deck, it's fully Maidens, except for your super combo. When this card, when your life is 4 or less, you may draw 2 cards and flip it over. When she awakens, she has 2 abilities. One is activate Maiden once per turn. If Kakunza and Rosie are in play in your battle area, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card and KO it. You know what's gonna be really good if there's a reboot? Just change this to activate battle. Imagine that, that's crazy. Your opponent swings once per turn, activate battle, pop one of your opponent's battle card. She's gonna be difficult to deal with, right? And also, but this is just activate main, alright? So don't daydream here, we are not daydreaming. It's just activate the main. And when this card attacks, you get to draw a card. So she is a very good searcher for Universe 2 Maidens specifically. She doesn't search for Universe 2, only Maidens. And she has the ability to control the board by popping something from your opponent's board, alright? So, now we understand the leader. Let us take a look at the combo. Let us go aggressive right now. How do you win the game? First up is the new card from Battle Evolution Booster, Brienne Pretty Cannon Unleashed. She is a searcher. When you play her, you look up to top 5 and pick a Universe 2 card, add it into your hands, and activate main once per turn. This is where she is very, very brilliant. How good is this card? Extremely good, because when you play her, it's not a minus. It has an imbued power to search. You burst 2, tap 1. You get to choose one card from a deck 3 or less that is already not on the board, and then you play it. And of course, our target is going to be teleporting Jamisa permanent. When he is on the board, your Maiden Squadron has reduced 2 costs. You still have to pay the specified cost. What do you mean is that when you have a Maiden Squadron, which is 3 and 2 dot, you have to pay the 2 dot and not 1. So the dot you still have to pay no matter what. Alright, so activate main. When you place one card from this drop in your hands into your drop area, you send this card to your warp and play it from the beginning of the warp in your opponent's in your owner's drop area at the beginning of your next turn. So what you can do here, if you can swing with him, he is usually very safe. Take one card, put it into your drop area, send this card to warp, and the start of your next turn, you get to play him back again from your warp. Take note, the counterplay timing for this one is very, very tricky. It is during when you do the activate main. So if we're gonna take an example, it's the Trunks God Sealing technique. I think everybody should know this card because it is how powerful it is. Either you like this card or you hate this card, right? So let's take God Sealing technique for example. So just play it and you bounce the battle card being played into your hands. That is the God Sealing technique's ability. This card itself, when do you counterplay teleporting Jamisa? So by the time that you play it again, so you send it to warp, you activate main, you send it to warp, that is when your opponent needs to counterplay it already. So instead of sending it to warp, it goes into your hands. Okay? What do you mean by that? That means that when you send it to warp, they don't have an answer for that. At the beginning of your next turn, when you play him, your opponent's counterplay it, they already missed that counterplay timing window. Alright? So they have to counterplay it, but at the time you activate main. Okay? Not when he comes back into your battle area. Cool? Now we got that. It's usually very difficult to counterplay this guy because of the missed counterplay window, and even if they know, you can safely send him to warp one time because your opponent is not ready for the first move. Okay? Cool. Now let's talk about your target for teleporting Jamisa, your aggression. It's gonna be Saloin, Maiden supporter. This card is seriously underrated. Alright, so he is a 3 cost if you have teleporting Jamisa on the board. When you play this card, you get to choose one green battle card from your hands with energy cost 4 or less and play it. Take note, not original cost, it is just an energy cost. So if you have cards in your hands that is being reduced and now it's 4 or less, you can play it and KO this card when one of your opponent's card attack, not battle card, not unison card, any card. When they attack, you get to choose your opponent counter attack with battle card for the rest of the turn. So when your opponent just first attack, KO this card, and then your opponent cannot attack with battle cards anymore. So if they choose to attack with the leader card, good luck, because your opponent cannot do anything after that. When this card is removed from your battle area by opponent's skill or KO, because you KO this card, it triggers itself. Yeah, you get to choose one green battle card with energy 4 or less from your drop area, play with the skills negated for the turn. You can play teleporting Jamisa. If you already have it in your drop area, you can just play him back with its skills negated, but still it is a teleporting Jamisa. That means if you have 2 teleporting Jamisa in the next turn, this card is 2 energy, and your cards in your hands gets reduced by 4. Yeah, specified cost without specified cost. All right. Of course, your main target is going to be Rebreathe, Avatar of Faction 5 cost with Jamisa. It is going to be 3 cost. That means you can use his ability to play her. And when you play her, she is a 30k triple striker. So just for 3 energy, you have a 30k Saloin, and then you have a 30k Rebreathe triple striker on the board. And your permanent, this card is in rest mode. Your opponent can only attack this card. The wording is very important. Your opponent can only attack Rebreathe. With their unison card, with the leader card, they can only attack this card. Yep. And when you play this card from your hands, choose all of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and KO them. What else can you choose? When you play this card from your hands, you even KO all of your opponent's battle card. So that's really good, ignoring barrier. When this card is removed from your battle area, your opponent has to attack this card, right? But if your opponent remove it by a skill or KO, you get to choose one battle card with energy 4 or less from drop area and play it with the skills negated. You can even recycle more stuff. So Saloin on the board, Rebreathe on the board, your opponent has to use the skill or try to do something to KO. Remember, if their opponent swings with the leader with 15k, you use Saloin and then you KO it, your opponent cannot swing with all their battle cards. And the rest of the staff needs to attack Rebreathe to make sure that they KO him. If they don't KO her, they cannot attack your leader. So your leader is pretty safe. You can even tap 3 and put this out on board because it is just pretty safe with this. And the best part is when both of them are being removed by a skill or KO, you get to recycle some of the cards that you need. You can do Jamisa or you can do some of the stuff that you need. Alright, so this is combo number 1. So let me show you. So it has board clear, your opponent's battle card can attack, and opponent cannot attack leader when Rebreathe is on the board. Now let's take a look at combo number 2. It is going to be Rebreathe, the power of support. How good is this card? I'm a fan of this card. But this is not for every deck. But for Maiden's deck with the Rebreathe leader, this is really good because she, for just 2 energy, you have a 20k double striker, and you look into your deck or drop area, and then you bring out a Kakunza and Rosie with their skills negated until the end of the turn. But still, you have a Kakunza and Rosie on the board. That means you can use a leader's ability and further to KO one of their battle card. And at the end of the turn, you have Rosie as a blocker. So you have a 20k double striker that you can swing with it, then you Kakunza and Rosie. And before that, if they don't take care of if your big avatar rebrand the 5-drop, they still have to take care of them. Then you have Rosie to protect yourself anyway. So it is extremely difficult. Alright, so let me show you one very particular thing that you can set up also with this deck itself. It is called a rebrand avatar lock. So if you have 2 rebrand on the board, your opponent cannot attack. How is this so? Because this is how it is worded. When rebrand is on the board, they can only attack this card. Not rebrand avatar of affection, they can only attack rebrand this card. If another rebrand is on the board, they can only attack the other rebrand. But then they cannot attack your rebrand because the other rebrand says you can only attack me, but they cannot attack the other rebrand because the other rebrand says you can only attack me. So the resulting result is gonna be your opponent cannot attack until they use their skills to KO them. Alright, so 2 times 30k triple striker, and just to lock down the whole board with board clear, I don't mind. We are playing 4 copies of her. Okay, so this is the thing. So you thought about, okay, this deck it's pretty aggressive. It has the ability to board control while being aggressive, and on the defensive side, it is also very difficult to hit back. And take note, you do have dominant potential and charismatic villain to take care of yourself also, right? So how do we make it even more painful for your opponent? And you ask, hey, Sensopop, are we making it even more painful? Yes, we are going to make it more painful for your opponent. How are we going to do that? It's the introduction of our Unison. So more than just making sure that your charismatic villain and your dominant potential is alive, SS3 Vegito Peerless Warrior for 2, it comes out for 2 marker with 15k, and it is a +2, not a +1 gentleman. It is a +2. So this card is going to be very, very difficult to remove. Take note that if you have Rebrian on board, your opponent has to take care of Rebrian, and then we are going to be playing quite a lot of blocker. I'm going to show you. But what is the +2 ability? It is activate main, choose all of your mono green battle card and gain revenge until the start of your next turn. That means your Rebrian avatar faction is going to be more than just attacking this lady. She has revenge. Alright, so your opponent, if they swing with their battle card, they're going to be KO'd. And then we're going to be playing 4 copies of Rabandra Maiden's Attendance. If you have a Universe 2 card in your battle area, you can play this card from your hands without paying the cost. Not once per turn. That means if you have 2, you can just play it. Activate SS3 Vegito Peerless Warrior. Give this card revenge. So if your opponent's going to swing with something hard, they're going to meet with a Rabandra. If they're not going to swing, that means it buys you time to set up your board. Your board can be set up in turn 3 though. That's how painful it is going to be. Alright, but also the last one, which is due to a ruling quirk, Maiden Squadron of Rosie, you're going to play her vanilla, right? Because with the skills negated. But after you can give her revenge, but for that turn, she will not have revenge. But the revenge keyword, it's on her, but her skills is negated. But once you end the turn, she gains revenge. Does that make sense? I know it sounds a little bit silly, but that's how the rule works. So I've really checked that. At the end of the turn, so when you play her vanilla with that 4-drop rebrand, that is 2-drop if you have Jamisa on the board. So when you play her, you get to play Maiden Squadron Rosie, skills negated, you can activate your Unison, give her revenge. She will not have revenge at that turn, but until the end of the turn, you get revenge. So now you have another 20k revenge blocker on the board, and if they're gonna swing at your avatar faction with something big, just use Maiden Squadron Rosie just to defend it and just KO them. Alright, cool. This is pretty cool. And if you have Rabandra Maiden's Attendance, go ahead and use this as a revenge blocker as well. So take revenge overrides barrier. So if they swing with something, because it is not, you don't choose, right? And so even barrier cards gets destroyed if you have something barrier on the board. Alright, so basically this is the deck profile itself. As you can see here, it is all Maiden's card, and except for maybe Rebrian, Rabandra, and all this charismatic villain and all this extra card and your super combo, you can pick up any cards with your leader's ability. There is no Take note that when it comes to the 4-drop Rebrienne, where is her? Yes, this she said that you cannot play mono. You can only play mono green battle card, so we cannot use a Cell Xeno for the extra hand destruction and aggression. But we're gonna stick with the theme and use this heroine. It is not playing; it is activating an extra card, so we get past that the ruling or the ability restriction over there. One of the cards that maybe you can think of if you have is the green ape. That one, I think it's maybe slightly better than this heroine because it ignores barrier, another defensive and aggressive option. If I were to suggest one changes to it, it is just me sticking to the theme, but I believe that the Gohan was a better super combo than Assistant Hellas. The reason is simple, because Gohan puts cards back into the deck. Hellas just put cards in your drop area. So if you have Teleporting Jamisa in your hand, you're just you're just unlucky and you open with it. Just use Gohan super combo and put a Teleporting Jamise back into your deck. Since your Rebrienne power of support can bring out from the deck as well, so you can bring out Maiden, Squadron, Kakunza and Rosie, all this back from your deck. Rosie Blast Manipulator, why we are playing that? It is simply because if you activate your Pretty Cannon Unleash and your opponent counterplays it, because that's when you want to, that's how it is, they have to counterplay blind. What you can do is you can pick Rosie Blast Manipulator, she has deflect, so it gets past. So you want to grab Jamisa, but if they counterplay, you play Rosie. Alright, so that's how you do it. You don't get the effect, but it's still a free 15k Rosie on the board that kind of helps you to set up the board as well. Alright, so basically this is the deck itself. I hope you like it. I'm trying to make it as team as possible. Personally, I enjoy playing this deck a lot because finally I get to play Maidens and finally an engine that works really well. A big shout out to the card designer at Bandai for giving us Rebrienne, Pretty Cannon Unleash. So the next step, just do something about the leader. Reboot the leader, please. I have some ideas. Like I said, activate battle instead of activate main. That would be really good. Alright. Hey guys, I want you guys to stay awesome, stay safe, and see you guys in the next video. Alright. Ciao. Bye.